Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I said hey.
Hey.
Welcome back to my channel. Hey y'all, I'm Jasmine W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited tonight to be doing The Bachelor for y'all. It is Saturday night, just so you know how late I am. But I'm gonna get this out to you before the next episode, okay? This is Bachelor episode 3, or The Bachelorette. Y'all know why we here, right? Okay, good. This is The Bachelorette episode 3. And yeah, y'all know I like to get right into it, but first I must let you know that I have a podcast called Jasmine Gives Bad Advice, where I give bad advice every week after I make after I write a skit making fun of your problem that you need advice about. Just listen to the damn podcast, okay? You'll get it when you get it when you get it. The girls that get it. The girls that don't. Okay?
Yes.
Also, y'all know I love to shout out a Black business every time I get on YouTube, and I'm going to recommend a book this week. It's Mother of Black Hollywood by Jennifer Lewis. It is about her journey with, I think she has bipolar depression or borderline personality disorder. I don't know which BPD it is, but anyway. That book changed my life. I read it on the way to Africa, and I shouted my life's desires across the ocean, and everything that I wanted really came to fruition. So I really say that that book changed my life. I recommend that everybody read it. It was so inspiring to me, so I just wanted to shout that book out. I didn't feel like going to get it. Anyway, just trust that I've read it, okay? I need to read it again, child. But anyway, let's get into The Bachelorette episode 3. We got to see a guy that we hadn't seen the first 2 episodes named Tremaine. I said, not Tremaine, honey. Oh my gosh, I thought we canceled him. Anyway, the host came out on this episode at the beginning, the host that looks like a cop, and he said, we're gonna go on 2 incredibly... The host that came out, the host that looks like a cop came out, and he told all the guys, this week there are going to be 2 incredibly romantic dates, one-on-one dates, and 1 massive group date. Now, one of y'all told me, and I 100% agree. I'm sorry, I should know your name, but maybe I'll put it down here. One of y'all told me that it should be the massive group date first, and then you pick the 2 people that you want to go on a date with from the group date. And that makes so much sense to me. Like, why don't they do the show that way? Because you actually have a better judgment on who you like when you get to the group dates. I think it'll make the group dates more fun. They'll be true dates versus just guessing to see if you like the person and then sending them home after the date. I don't know why they do it this way, just for more drama, I guess. But anyway, I think you could actually be spending more time with the people that you like if you went on the one-on-one date and then chose the person, the group, or the one-on. Y'all know what I'm saying. The group date first, the one-on-one date later would actually means that the girls would spend more time with the person that they actually like. But The Bachelor been doing it this way since before I was born, child. So what do I know? Anyway, that wasn't even my idea. That was her idea. But anyway, Zach and Rachel went on their first date. I wrote down he looked like a werewolf. That's the only reason I remember who he is, because he looks like a werewolf, honey. I think it's his haircut. He's 25, and I wrote down he looked 35. Anyway, Karamo said... Anyway, Rachel went on a little outing with her man or whatever, and anyway, Rachel and Zach went out and they met Karamo from Queer Eye or whatever. And Karamo, I think he is so handsome, but he needs to stop touching his face.
Ooh.
No shade, baby. You was perfect before, honey. You don't need to get all the stuff you doing. Stop it, okay? I'll be trying to listen. I need to do a whole video about how people need to stop doing filler, because it's just not a good look ever. It's not cute. But until you get like 70, like you don't need that. But anyway,
especially us.
Karamo said Rachel is all Hollywood. Everything about a woman that we all admire. I said, where?
And who? Who all? Because not me. Anyway.
I turned into the girl. Rachel is a Hollywood woman that we all admire? But... Honey, I'm sorry. Rachel don't even have eyebrows that I admire. let alone everything about her admiring. Child. Anyway, I guess, back at the house, the brunette, she was hanging out with the guys, and they were throwing a football around like she was one of they Negroes. Like, this is the United Negro Football League. Is that what it was called? But anyway.
No.
Anyway, so the brunette got upset while all the guys were throwing the football around, and I would have been upset too. I was like, baby, what is this? This is not NFL camp, okay? Y'all here to date me, okay? Y'all here to get recruited by me. She said that she felt like all the guys had the, ooh, I get to date two girls mentality, but that's not what it was, babe. These guys are happy to be on vacation. These guys are not excited about dating two women. They're not thinking about you at all, nor are they thinking about the blonde. They are thinking about sitting by the pool, hanging out with other dudes, drinking wine and beer, and enjoying the fact that they get 6 weeks off from work. And hoping that they grow their following on social media in the process so they don't even have to go back to that job. That is what they are thinking about. They are not thinking about getting to date two women. Because if they were thinking about getting to date two women, they would be trying to have conversations with you, and they're obviously not. They were there just to have fun and jerk off. Okay? Anyway, my bad. Sorry, Mom. Rachel ended up going on a date with the werewolf to where they went to a movie theater and they looked at their childhood photos and videos of themselves. How awkward is this? First of all, I do not recommend that you go to the movies on any date like that's like with a new person, because you don't get to talk to them while you're at the movies. We're watching the movie. They're just watching this movie and looking at each other and going,
Smiling. Yeah, so dumb.
that is not a fun date. Okay, you don't even get to know this person. And I thought it was so stupid. Rachel was like, I feel my feelings so deeply. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. It takes a special kind of person to know how to love me. This person is not loving you. This is y'all's first date. Then the curtains opened up, and then the caption, it was a guy playing the piano, and it said Matt White. I said, who is Matt White?
I heard of Matt Black.
Who is Matt White? He playing the piano. It was like it said John Legend. It didn't say musician. It didn't say part of the production crew that know how to play the piano. It didn't say nothing, baby. This is Matt White. It ain't John Legend. This is Matt White, not Stevie Wonder. Who is that? Rachel talking about some, I think it's Rachel, the blonde, talking about some, I'm so speechless after this date. Baby, ABC did this. The werewolf did not plan this for you. That's why it's such a rude awakening. When you guys get into the real world and ABC not planning these dates, that's why y'all be breaking up. Because he planning nothing and you looking for something to be swept off your feet just like you were in the beginning, and it don't work like that. They plan this. This is how I know this show is getting faker and faker. The werewolf, they were in the movies just watching videos of themselves, and he was like, you know how she asked him a question about something, and he told a story about planes that was not even related to what she said. He said, oh, my dad used to take me to go look at the planes take off at the airport. And she goes, my dad did that too. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, because you guys both told the producers that, and that's why he brought it up, so that you could say, so that he could build a connection with you. But why, there was no reason for him to tell that story at all. Honestly, at this point, the blonde girl is carrying the show, to be honest, because the brunette, at first, like the first episode, she had a better personality, but it's starting to fizzle out because she had to bring her granddaddy on her date with her, who was she on a date with? I don't even remember. He was not even memorable because the granddaddy took up all the spotlight, honey. She brought her granddaddy on a date. Who bring their grandfather on a date? They took grandpa to a sound bath place, and grandpa fell asleep. How are you gonna enjoy a date that's already requires no speaking to each other? no touching each other. It's not intimate at all. You have a third person who's the instructor, and then you got grandpa. In addition to the camera crew and all that. Who had a coupon for the sound bath place? That's what I want to know. Because that's what it's giving. It's giving we had a coupon. ABC had a coupon. Anyway, Grandpa, they asked Grandpa what was his experience, and he was like, it was cool or whatever, but where's my beer? And I don't blame him, okay? Then they went from a very calming, very serene experience to bowling, which is one of like the loudest activities you can do. Literally, like one of the loudest date activities. Who planned this? Like, anyway, the brunette went and found Grandpa a date, a lady who was there, an old lady who was there from the bowling league. I said, Grandpa ain't married? I thought Grandpa had a wife. Y'all was talking about how they was together 50 years. Where is she? You over here allowing your grandpa to cheat, in fact, encouraging it and setting it up.
Okay, sip tea on that.
Child, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But she set Grandpa up on a date just so she could go kiss him in the corner. Why couldn't Grandpa just go home? Like, why did he have to come to the second part of the date? I'm sure he was tired and worn out from the first half. The brunette told us that she got mommy issues. She cried about the fact that her mom doesn't love her. She was wondering why she just can't have a normal relationship with her mom. I'm like, when you have mommy issues, when anybody has mommy issues, go to therapy, please. Please go to therapy. Because our mothers are like really our lifelines in life. And when you don't have that connection, go to therapy, okay? Please, immediately. The brunette should have went to therapy instead of becoming the Bachelorette. Because, baby, you got some things you might want to work on. But anyway, something about the brunette this episode seemed like she was drunk to me. I don't know what it was. Like, she was like crying. I don't remember what it was, but she was crying saying, I wrote down, I just want to have fun. And then she said she just want to have fun, but then she go off and sit by herself in a corner and cry. She cried the entire episode. I'm like, y'all need to cut back on the wine. Yeah, cut back on the champagne, because she can't even keep it together. Like, she can't even film a scene without having an emotional breakdown. She did it at the date. She did it before the date. She been crying in a corner this whole episode, child. Anyway, I thought it was weird because the brunette made the dude spend the whole date alone by himself. Then she came back and was like, you know, I really appreciate you. Girl, what? He spent the whole date by himself. Anyway, then she claimed herself or coined herself as the imperfect Bachelorette.
Oh my gosh, girl, get a grip.
Not her making a coin off of her victim mentality.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Anyway, the next day, the girls had a group dates with all the guys where they had these photo shoots that were random, but they weren't. They were totally chosen by the producers based on who's going to be successful and who's going to make it to the end. For example, some guys were in a Speedo in a pretend car wash situation. Can I just say all of this was just weird? All of it was weird, okay? And then Avon had a birth, right? So he had his own individual shoot instead of having a group shoot with the other guys like some of them had. So you know Avon's gonna make it to the end, okay? Then we had some proposal shoots with Wakanda and Tino. Wakanda's for the brunette and Tino's for the blonde. The day Tino stepped out of the limo, the blonde said, he's my type, he's my type. I'm like, y'all need to try harder to make this realistic, because I used to enjoy the slight, let me just say this, okay? I know The Bachelor and The Bachelorette are not real. Their shows are unrealistic completely, but there was an element of like connection between the two. And I know it usually doesn't happen this early anyway, but I just feel like this season is just so, They're trying so hard. I'm like, have the ratings fallen or what? But anyway, on the group, on the night where they give out the roses, the men weren't trying before, but they're trying really hard on this night. Well, they're trying really hard with the blonde because lots of men told the brunette that they were not interested in her. They said that she's rough around the edges. They said that, you know, if it was just you, I probably wouldn't continue this process. But you look good, though. You look good tonight. Here's the problem, and I said this from the beginning. You cannot make the guys choose. You have to let them know that they can court both girls so that we can make the show juicy. Because I wanted the girls to fight over, you know, one or two of the guys to both like them and see what happened. But now we're making the guys feel like the guys are so scared that they don't want to be liars and look like a-holes on TV that they're feeling like they have to choose somebody and just go with that person, and they're turning down the other woman, which is really not the juiciest way to go about this. The juiciest way was to let the guys pursue both, let them know that they're clearly open to pursuing both, and then for the both bachelorettes to give out a rose to each guy that they liked, and some guys would have 2 roses. They finally decided to split it up this episode and only give the rose to the person that you are interested in, and the guy gets to accept it, and if he rejects it, he has to wait to see if the other person that he's actually interested in is going to give him the rose. Like the Rachel and the brunette said, it put the power back in the men's hands by accepting or rejecting your rose. Who wants to be rejected? The show is not like the show. Nobody has ever been rejected. Like, that's not the goal of the show. People have been rejected, but that's not the goal of the show. The goal of the show is to be accepted by everybody. So why would you put the women in a position to be rejected by the men? This is so stupid. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the brunette said after they made this decision because the brunette got mad because she kept getting you know, insulted during her one-on-ones, and she said, I'm proud to be rough around the edges. You're not rough around the edges. You just need to go to therapy. Is that what rough around the edges is? I thought rough around the edges was somebody who just like is not quite where they want to be but is working on it. You're crying every scene. Like, you're just emotionally unstable. I guess that's rough around the edges. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Anyway, the blonde during the rose ceremony ended up, this is such a chaotic review because the show was chaotic. And when there's so many men, it's so hard to keep up with everybody. But anyway, Rachel, the blonde, ended up getting turned down by 3 or 4 of the guys. They were not interested in her. They were only interested in the brunette. But this is stupid because the brunette earlier got turned down by 3 guys who said they were only interested in Rachel. Do y'all see why this don't make sense? This is stupid. Anyway, Rachel ended up with Tino, Luke, child, I don't know. I tried to keep track of all of them, but I don't even know. I don't know how many men Rachel has compared to the brunette. I don't know if they have the equal amount of men because Rachel got some of her roses taken. I don't know if now the brunette has 3 extra guys because they don't go over that on this episode. Tremaine had the nerve to reject Rachel. I'm like, baby, you're not in a position to be saying no to nobody on or off TV. But anyway, like, I'm just so confused about who is gonna be for Rachel and who's gonna be for the brunette, except for Wakanda and Tino. Those are like, we already got those on lock. But I'm just so confused. And I feel like this was a really wrong way to go about it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I thought the episode was a mess. Hopefully on Monday's episode or tomorrow's episode or maybe tonight's episode, I'll get some clarity. But I feel like this was just chaotic and my bad. Anyway, let's see what happens. And I'm going to take better notes next time and try to organize my thoughts. But this was a mess. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. We will be watching Married at First Sight. And I don't want want to commit to doing any more shows, but you know, maybe I'll do, I don't want to commit, but I was thinking, I'll just let y'all know what I was thinking. I was thinking about some more lives only for Ready to Love. But anyway, we'll see what happens. All right, bye.